Get money all day, get money all night. Sip my drink, ho, let's get right. Getting paid, I'm getting paid. Roll one up, let's catch this flight. Pour another cup, ho, let's get right. Getting paid, I'm getting paid.
Hey, this your boy Tight. Can't say the Tight without the 1205. Know I'm talking about. But you tuning in with Ray Ray's podcast. Kicking my boy Ray.
Yo, we back at it again. You know it's your boy Ray from Ray Ray's podcast. Thank you for rocking with us. You know, we're coming live now from the 10th floor of the beautiful Hello Studios here in downtown Dallas. So thankful for y'all to be rocking with me one more time. Thank you. Hope everyone's having a great new year. Hope you set some goals. Hope you crush it. Man, really appreciate y'all rocking with us last year and coming back this year. As you can tell, got a new set. You know, we're going to do things a little bit different this year, 2024. You know, so we got to grow. You know, there's levels to it. You know, actually this year will be 4 years of Ray Ray's podcast in February. So, yeah, it will be. Y'all heard that voice. So I'm going to give her a proper introduction in just a minute, you know. Again, we got to shout out all of our sponsors out there. Shout out Lyrically Correct. You know, that's the lyric card game. If you think you know your lyrics, go to lyricallycorrect.com. Put in that promo code RayRay23. Save 20% on all the different copies they have of Lyrically Correct. Shout out to Lit Vacations. If you're looking for that next vacation, whether if you're doing a bachelor or bachelorette party, a family trip, family reunion, destination wedding, hit up my guy Austin. He's going to take care of you. Speaking of trips, every year we do a big trip. So this year's trip, all the information is up. We're going to the DR. So if there's something you're interested in, you know, hit up Austin, ask him how can I be a part of this trip. He'll get you taken care of, all right? Also, shout out to Elite Pro Power Washing. If you need any power washing needs, hit them up as well too, okay? So if this is your first time watching Ray Ray's podcast, you're an OG vet. I like to start off the show with positive words. I like to pour back into people. It's a new year. We're going to put new manifestations out there. So get your swag on. And just in case someone told you today, I just want you to know that you're beautiful, you're loved, you're needed, you're alive for a reason. Hey, you're stronger than you think. See, whatever it is you're going through, you're going to get through this. So here on my show, Ray Ray's podcast, I'm glad that you're alive and don't give up. So when you keep those positive words in your mind, when those hard situations come up, I promise it makes it so much better and easier to get through. Bet. It's time to stand on business, as the kids say nowadays. Let's get to this guest we have today. She's not even really a guest. She's family. She was a co-host of Ray Ray's podcast at one point. OG. One of the OGs back in the day. Oh man, it's been a few years now. Yeah. She used to be called by something else. We're not gonna call her that no more because we've elevated now. She's got a lot of things going. We're gonna catch up with her. Yo, everyone, give a warm Ray Ray's podcast to Miss Victoria. What's up, Victoria?
Hey guys. Yes, I'm super excited to be back. And I'm so glad that we don't go by the term that we used to because we have elevated. We're not those people anymore.
It's all about growth. Life is about growth. If you're doing the same thing you were doing last year, you're not growing as a person. So
right. It's like, have you even moved?
Yeah,
or are you still in the same spot?
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Why are we being complacent?
That's like also too when it comes to people say with money, if you have $1 more today than you had yesterday, you're growing.
Yeah.
It's a small, I think it's a small growth. Those little small little things that take you to the next level. It's not all about the big jumps.
Yeah.
Little things matter.
Yeah. Well, I also think too, something recently that I've been telling myself is success looks different to everyone. So maybe success to someone in such a high power business is that extra dollar, is those extra $20,000. But success could be, a mom who just had a baby for the first time or getting married, settled down, whatever success is to you, then that makes you successful. So for me, my success is I just want to be a mother. I want to settle down. That's successful to me. I don't really care how much is in my pocket and all of that. Yeah, I have all these things going on, but success just looks different for everybody. So I think that's important to remember too, is go at what's successful to you, not like what the world tells you is successful.
It's like run your race, not someone else's races.
Right.
Focus on what's going to make you a better person and grow you as an individual. All right, so man, let's kick it off like this. You know, it's 2024. What are some goals you have for yourself for 2024?
So, okay, so I actually just went over this with my LGG girl group, and
let's talk about that first. Let's pause right there.
Okay.
What's the LGG girl group? Let's talk about that.
So the LGG girls, it actually stands for Let's Glorify God Girls.
Okay.
And I got it because my favorite country song is Let's Go Girls. But yeah, so it's basically like a woman's group that I recently started last year because God had put it on my heart for such a long time to speak to women, to share my own stories, to share my own testimonies, and to really just like pour out and help other women. So I had procrastinated long enough, and then I finally just heard God say, like, you need to do it now. So he actually put that on my heart. So it's a women's group for the entire DFW. It's not just for like one church or just, you know, like a small group of girls. Like I actually want to touch anyone and everyone that's in DFW. And so everyone's invited, and we meet weekly, and we meet and we're community, and we get into the word. We also do things like serving. We did like feed the homeless, so we have a lot of that coming in. So a lot of just like giving back community and getting into the word and just kind of rising up to be like those powerful women of God that he's calling us to be.
That's what's up. That's kudos to you. Commend you on that. That's awesome. The old Victoria I knew years ago. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She was a different person. It's one of those things where, and I think, you know, like I'm not shy to talk about my faith.
Yeah.
Like, so I think back in the day I knew of God, but I didn't know God.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what that relationship meant. And so diving into that and like finally having a relationship and like standing firm on that, like has completely changed my life. So
That's awesome. Like I'm glad as your friend, I'm personally happy for you to see you grow and to evolve to the person you've been evolving to. So much kudos, much love to that. All right. So let's run it back again. We were talking about these goals for 2024.
So I was just telling them, so to me, and this is an unpopular opinion, if you want to call it that, but I do not believe in New Year's resolutions. I believe that New Year's resolutions is a scam. And let me tell you why. It is a scam because the world is teaching us that, oh my goodness, you wait for a whole new year and then you can finally start that job you've been wanting to start. You can finally, you know, find the courage to leave that relationship you've wanted to leave or whatever it is. And that is a lie. You don't need a new year. You just need a new day. You know, today I could easily wake up and start a business if I wanted to, if God put something on my heart. I could easily leave a relationship if I wanted to today. I could easily reach out to a friend I've been wanting to. We don't need a new year to start these goals. So I'm very big on just kind of like, I don't have goals for the year because I want my life to align with God and what he has for me. So I don't ever plan anything because God puts it in my path. So I don't plan my year. It is strictly like it all falls in line because I know what's meant to be will be.
Yeah. Facts. That's something you definitely have to keep in your mind. You know, what meant to be will be.
Yeah.
That's why, you know, you can't stress over certain situations. For instance, a situation I'm dealing with, I'm not going to stress over it. You know,
Right.
What's supposed to happen will happen. And, you know, that's something I wish a lot of people would realize. Like, hey, what's for you will come to you when it's supposed to come to you.
Well, and that's something that a lot of people, which granted, we're all guilty of it. But once you learn, it's kind of like, we need to stop forcing things that are not for us. If you are having to force it, if it is taking more out of you, if it is taking your energy, if it's taking your life, like it is not for you. Anything God has for you comes with peace. It doesn't come with confusion. So I think that that's something very important to remember too. But I guess like if you're talking about little goals, like I want a new car, you know, I have like little goals. But as far as like my major goals is really just like God lead the way. And so I'm kind of excited to see where he's going to take me because I can already feel it. It's heavy.
Man, you touched on something that I've actually been telling some friends lately, especially when it comes to relationships. And I heard this saying, and I think about this every time. God will now give you peace in a relationship you're not supposed to be in.
Right.
So if the relationship is for you and it's from God, you're gonna have peace in it.
Yeah.
If you're not having peace, that's not meant for you.
Peace, clarity, and something too that is big that I recently learned is like we need to start listening to our bodies. Like discernment is real, and if you don't feel like you have strong discernment, you can pray to be gifted with more discernment, to be open, to have your eyes open to more discernment. And like what I mean by that is like did you know? Okay, so someone recently told me, did you know that there was like this study with like serial killers, right? And they interviewed the women that made it out alive, kind of thing. This is deep, but it's true. And now I'm like, oh my goodness. So every woman that they interviewed, they were like, you know, like, how did it happen or whatever. So there was a lot of women that were like, you know, at first he approached me, you know, said his car broke down or, excuse me, can you help me get groceries, whatever it is. And every single girl was like, I felt so uneasy. And my gut was telling me, like, don't talk to this man. And then, and the serial killer actually said that he knew, like, most of them know for a fact that as women or men, we're too scared to tell people no because we're too scared to hurt people's feelings. So they knew that even if the girls felt uneasy, they weren't going to be like, no, we won't help you. So that was eye-opening on both ends to be like, okay, when your body feels uneasy in a relationship, take that. Like you were never wrong. And there's people that will take advantage of you because they know you don't have maybe the strong will to leave.
Yeah. It's people prey on the weak, unfortunately.
Yeah,
all right?
they do.
So I think it's been about 2 years since the last time you were on the Ray's podcast. I still had Ray Rock, shout out Ray Rock, on the show. I think it's been about 2 years.
Yeah, it's been
about 2 years.
Yeah.
So let's catch up with Victoria. Like, what's been going on in the last 2 years? I know you got a new shop. Let's talk about that.
Yes, I do. So I don't even know the last time I was in here, was I even talking about that? Probably not.
No. Man, the last time you were in here, you know, we had Trey do the song for you.
Yeah, Trey.
Neo, shout out Trey Rose. Yeah, we just caught up with you last time.
Yeah, well, I opened, so it's not new. The shop is new, but the boutique isn't. So my boutique has actually been open for a year as of last month. So my boutique is called Cowshmere Boutique, and it is like country girl glam. It is like anything rhinestone, but we also have very simple pieces if you want to like tone it down and not always be so extra. But I'm a very extra person. Not today.
What? You're not an extra? You're a very extra person?
No way.
I didn't know that. That's
Who would?
wow.
Okay. Well, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to start toning it down a bit. Just a bit. Take it from like 1,000 to 100. But anyway, so it's country girl glam. We have cow print, but like all things rhinestone. So I created that last year. And the reason I did it was because I was always getting asked like, oh my God, I love your outfit. Where did you get it? And it really inspired me to be like, I need to start marketing myself. And like what I'm wearing needs to be my brand. So as everything that I've ever done in my life with businesses I created, I went and did it. So now I have my boutique. It's been online for a year. And then what was actually really exciting is last month, I opened up an actual store for it, as well as like our 1 year anniversary. So now we have a store in Fort Worth. So if you're ever in Fort Worth, it's kind of like downtown Fort Worth. And again, it's Cowshmere Boutique. We're on Instagram, Facebook, whatever you need.
So let's talk about the difficulties or the struggles you've had getting this shop open and off the ground.
I mean, like anything, there's a lot, right? So at first, it was kind of funny because I was like, devil, get out. So when I was trying to get my boutique ready, I had ordered like a whole bunch of like racks and stuff on Amazon for them to come into my shop. And I had never, this sounds really bad. I'm kind of like a princess, but I'm also like a strong princess. So I'm starting to learn like how to like do handy stuff myself. Like I actually have a toolbox now. And so I was like ready to like drill these like racks in the wall and like learn how to do it. I TikToked it. Shout out to TikTok. And I kid you not, Amazon sends all my stuff in the wrong color. So then I send it back. They send it back in the wrong color again. And I send it back one more time. This is for you, Amazon. And they send it back in the wrong color again. So it got down to 3 days to my grand opening. So I was like, I don't have a choice. I'm going to spray paint all of these.
Yeah.
So I went and bought spray paint, did that. But it was a lot of stress because I had been waiting for the right stuff to come in. So honestly, I opened my shop like 3 days. Like it was done 3 days before it opened. That was really stressful. Getting inventory in, kind of like thinking like, okay, what do I want the hours to be? It was just like a lot. It was very stressful because, I already have my other business.
Yeah.
So I had a lot going on, but it was super worth it. So, I would just say it's like highs and lows. Like we're dealing with such a high economy right now. Nobody's shopping. My boutique is it's actually inside the Pixie Room, which is in Fort Worth. So the Pixie Room is like a salon. So they do lashes and hair, and then it's like shopping now. Mm-hmm. And I've even talked to the girls there, and it's like a lot of people are stopped doing their lashes. A lot of people are stopped doing their nails. A lot of people aren't getting their hair done. And it's because everything is so high. So I would say the biggest low of this last year was just off and on. Like people just aren't shopping like they used to be.
Yeah. And especially if people are shopping, Amazon, unfortunately, is the go-to. But yeah, it's the economy. The economy is crazy. It's like, okay, when I have to pay X more dollars for milk, X more dollars for gas, just the cost of living is a lot more. Yeah, okay, where can I cut back?
Yeah.
Where can I trim the fat at somewhere? And some of those things sometimes have to get cut.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure how many people are probably canceling subscriptions and stuff like that. Hey, don't cancel Ray Ray's podcast because it's free. So you can't cancel that.
Yeah.
But I get it. I totally understand. But from a business owner, it's like, all right, what can I do to help, so I guess, soften the blow for people that are suffering from the economy, but not rob myself at the same time. So it's like checks and balances almost.
Which to kind of do that, I did a lot of BOGO sales. So I did where it was like if you bought something full price, then you could get the other half off. So I did try to make it in a way to where I could work with people and make it worth it because I totally understand. But best believe when that market comes back down, my prices are going back up.
Yesterday's price or not today's price.
You got to shop that price while you can. Every day it changes. I will say that. Okay.
So for those of y'all, OGs or you're familiar with Ray's podcast, we got this segment. It's called Slow Down. We just want to get to know you.
Oh, gosh.
This is where we kind of ask you some random questions. We don't know where we're going to go. Rapid fire. We're going to get to know Victoria even more. Well, I know her. Y'all are going to get to know her even more, okay? So I have to remind you that...
Even if you think you knew me, you don't know me anymore. Let me reintroduce myself.
And just to remind y'all, Slow Down segment is brought to you by Lyrically Correct. That is the lyric card game. If you think you know your music lyrics, your music trivia, again, go to lyricallycorrect.com. Put in that promo code RayRay23. Get 20% off the copies of Lyrically Correct. Who knows? Maybe catch Victoria playing Lyrically Correct here in a little bit. Who knows? We'll see.
Who knows?
Okay? All right, so we'll start off the Slow Down segment again. Shout out all your social media handles, your online store, wherever you want people to follow Victoria and check out all the stuff you're doing. The LGGs. Shout all that out.
Shout it out right now.
Shout it out.
Okay. So for my women's group, it is LGG Girls _ on Instagram. It looks like an I when you go and search it, but Instagram would not let the capital L stick. I don't know why. But LGG Girls _ on Instagram. My agency is VC Marketing Agency, and I think if you guys don't know, that's been in business for about 4 years now as well. So that is just modeling, acting, talent staffing. And then, Cowshmere. I have so many, I can't keep up. Cowshmere, and that is my boutique, and we're Cowshmere Boutique on Instagram. And then don't forget, I'm your favorite DFW influencer, model, and actress, so you can still book me for all this stuff too.
See all that stuff she's got going on? Stay busy.
It's a lot.
That's why she left Ray Ray's podcast. She left us hanging. It's all right. It's cool.
But for real, I was really busy.
It's all right. I know. You were. And now that you think about it, no one has a capital letter on Instagram.
Is that true?
Like the more I think about it, yeah,
Oh,
no one has a
okay.
capital letter.
Okay, so it kind of sucks because people are like, "Oh, I thought it was IGG," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"No, it won't let me capitalize it."
Yeah, I just like no one has a capital letter. I just now realized that.
What a shame.
Okay. All right. So here's one of my favorite questions I always like to ask people. All right. If I'm Ray, the movie director, and I'm making a movie about Victoria, who do you want to star as you in the movie?
J-Lo.
That sounds about right.
Hello.
That sounds about right. All right. If there was a warning label on you, what would it say?
It would probably say something like, "Yes, my face does show you what I'm feeling before I speak."
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Like face is accurate, face palm accurate.
Face accurate. I like that. We're going to use that. Face is accurate.
Face
We put that on a
is
shirt
accurate.
and
Yeah.
sell it at your boutique. Face is accurate.
It's true because I'm working on it, but I do have that very like, you'll know.
The rest in B or no?
Is it, yeah, I mean, resting bee or just very stern. It's very like, don't play with me. I'm not the one.
I see that.
Yeah.
I see that. Okay. What would you say is your theme song right now?
My theme song. Like about my life or what I'm listening
About your
to?
life or
Oh.
something you feel like, okay, this is me. This song is about me.
Wow, that's such a good question. Can I look at my playlist?
Sure.
I'm like, maybe.
We don't have all day, but sure.
Well, I'm like, maybe it's on like my recently played, maybe that would help.
Speaking of playlists, go back and watch last year's videos of Ray Ray's podcast while she's searching this. I'm plugging it myself real quick. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I don't have a theme song right now. I don't really know. I mean,
Okay. Better question.
Okay.
What song would you say best describes you?
okay. Right now, for any country lovers out there, y'all know I'm a country girl. It is called Amen by Elena Springsteen. And it is about her talking about like things that she used to want that she no longer wants. And I relate to that so much right now. Because there is things that I thought I wanted and now I'm like, maybe I don't. And so in the song, she's like, maybe I don't want to get married. She's like, maybe I don't want to settle down. She's like, maybe being in love is with all my friends. And so she's like, I'm sorry to disappoint anybody, but like, I'm going to do what I want. Yeah. Amen. And so I relate to that.
Okay. That's another thing too, people. You got to be thankful for the things that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to be thankful for doors that have closed or situations that didn't happen. Personally, me, there's relationships I had to ask God for, like, man, I want to be with that person.
Yeah.
And after being that person, I'm like, God, thank you for not letting that work out because,
Yeah.
boy,
I mean, it's so big. You have to be careful because there's two ways to see it. God either heard conversations that you did not, or he saw things coming that you couldn't see. And so either way, he was protecting you, and his redirection is just pointing you back onto the path that you want to be. And we don't want to be on a path that's not for us. So why would we waste that time?
man, there's times too, I believe, like, God, like, okay, you want this? I'm going to give you a sneak peek of what it's like to have this full time. Do you sure you want this?
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what, Lord, you're right. This is not for me.
And we
I'm good.
we gotta stop accepting red flags.
Yeah.
Please, this year, you guys. I don't care if red's your favorite color. Let that go. Let it go. Come on.
Let it go like Elsa, okay?
When they show you, okay, guys, sisters, listen to me. If it's one thing that you take away this year is you watch how he treats you. If that's how he's treating you, that's how he feels about you. So there is no, well, on a good day, no. How he treats you is how he feels about you. Take it, leave it, move on.
Ooh, she dropped the mic on it. All right, let's go back to circa 2023, all right? Circa 2023. We're going to go back to last year. It's a question that was kind of controversial that was on the internet. I want to see your answer.
Okay.
Is Victoria going to Cheesecake Factory on the first date?
Wait, this was on the internet?
Yeah, it was like you didn't see this? It was a big deal about some girl was like, I'm not going to Cheesecake Factory on the first date. Like she was really offended that a guy took her to the Cheesecake Factory. And there was a whole list of places that girls made on the internet, like places that are not acceptable for a first date.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. No. Okay, hear me out. In high school, sure. Now that I'm a grown woman, no. But on a first date, no. However, I also just don't want my first date to be a restaurant regardless. Like, that is so boring. Everybody does that. Like, put some, like, exciting, like, into it, just regardless. But I would not be mad to go to cheesecake with my partner if we were, like, already a couple, if that makes sense, because their cheesecake goes hard. They have really good pasta.
Okay. I'm going to call back something you just said earlier in the podcast, all right?
What did I
call
say?
this back, all right? You yourself did say the economy is kind of up there, right? Mm-hmm. But what if it's a guy that really he likes you and wants to take you out, you know? Mm-hmm. Money's a little tight right now, but he still wants to take you out and show you a good time. Mm-hmm. Maybe right now his budget only calls for Cheesecake Factory. Mm-hmm. Are we going to hold that against him?
Okay, so then do you know the prices at Cheesecake Factory? Because they're actually higher than most restaurants.
I haven't been to Cheesecake Factory in probably like 2 years. So
no, Cheesecake Factory is actually really expensive, like overpriced.
So what's the
If he was on a budget, like at this point, take me to go get some street tacos. Like that's better.
Okay, all right.
And it's probably like what, 50 cents a taco. Buy me a Topo Chico. Find some tajin.
So here's the thing, like, okay, for what you just said, all right, mm-hmm. If the cheesecake is expensive, you know, Cheesecake Factory is expensive, yeah. So why was it such a big deal about going to Cheesecake Factory?
It's not a big deal. It's just, for me, it's like, I like stuff that's new. Honestly, it has nothing to do with the name. Nothing to do with the name, nothing to do with the place. Like I said, I love Cheesecake Factory.
Shout out Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
Give me some free gift cards or something for plugging y'all.
But it's just like the common, like, you know, when I think of like someone wants to take me out, like for one, I'm already being super, super precise about that. So if you're putting thought into taking me out, I'd hope that your mind doesn't just go straight to cheesecake. Like, I'm not saying take me to like $100 steakhouse either. I just want it to be somewhere intimate, somewhere new, maybe somewhere that you haven't even been, kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. I get that. I slightly agree with that. Slightly. Not 100%.
I'm slightly mugging you right now, too.
Well, that's all the time. So what else is new here, okay? Okay. So, you know, you've got your boutique, right?
Yeah.
Dream celebrity you love the style from your boutique?
Hands down, Kelsey Ballerini. At Kelsey Ballerini. I've actually messaged her a couple times. Yeah.
I don't know who that is, but
she's a really, really known country artist, and I would love to start like completely dress her for her tour, concert, anything.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna have the Cowshmere fashion show. Okay. Mm-hmm. What models are gonna be modeling at this fashion show?
I mean, so we've already had 2 fashion shows.
Okay. We're at Fashion Week in Paris, all right? All right?
Oh, Fashion Week in Paris. Who would be my models?
Who's going to be your models?
Like known models?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know known models.
You said what?
I don't like known models.
Well, anybody you choose. You want to walk the runway with your stuff.
Can I just make them like my favorite country singer?
Sure, there you go.
Okay, Kelsey Ballerini, Carrie Underwood. Who else? I think that's it. It's a group of 2.
There you go.
And myself, obviously. So.
It's gonna be a lot of changing clothes real quick for 3 people.
I don't like know models like that. I don't really know. Like the past 2 fashion shows we've done, like the models were picked for me and I just supplied the clothes. So I genuinely don't care as long as you're like rocking that crap. Like you better be walking that runway, flipping that cowgirl hat off, like letting those sparkles jiggle. Like I don't care.
So you're gonna do something for the guys? I know, you know, it's for the ladies. What you gonna do for the homies? You know, we like clothes too.
We do have a men's line.
Well, I didn't know that. Why didn't you tell me that?
I forgot.
Oh, see.
Do you not follow us on Instagram?
Ma'am, I do not sit on Instagram. I have a lot of things going on. No offense. I probably do follow you, but I don't sit there and like, I got too much stuff going on. I hate, if it's not about business, me posting stuff for the show or other things, I I'm not on social media.
So, okay, we do have men's line, but crazy, it's a blessing. But on my grand opening, all of the men sold me completely out of all of my men's merchandise. So we do carry men's stuff. Actually, we carry a lot of men's hoodies, a lot of men's like athletic tanks. We have men's athletic long sleeve shirts. So I definitely plan on putting those back in restock. I wanted to hit more of like the active wear with men. But yeah, they sold me out. They wiped me clean.
Cleaned you out, all right? So we've got quite a long ways to go, but what's going to be this year's birthday theme? We've had the cowgirl, cow print. You started off with Mean Girls before that.
Oh my God, I did do Mean Girls.
What's going to be this year?
And then last year was disco. I don't know because and then I did masquerade. I don't know because I'm trying, like last year I told myself like, you don't need a theme. Like you're growing up, like just go to dinner, go home. And then I think 2 days before I was like, no, disco is the theme. So it's one of those things that I don't plan. It just comes to me. If you had asked me like right now what the theme is, I really, really want to try like the old lady kind of thing. Like where you dress up as like an old woman.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun. And then the men could dress up as grandpas. Or I really want to do like, it just kind of depends if it's still in a trend because everybody's doing it and I don't want to do it while everybody's doing it. But everybody's doing like the wigs, like the colored wigs. So I definitely would to like put on like a purple wig or something. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what the theme is this year. Maybe we'll just keep it low key.
Speaking of birthdays, mine's in 17 days. Just throwing it out there.
17 days. What are you guys getting Ray?
Yeah. What are y'all getting Ray?
Send all your gifts to Home Studios, the 10th
Hello
floor.
Studios.
Oh, send all your gifts to Hello Studios on the 10th floor to Ray.
Thank you. So now if someone wants to
Should I
murder
sing you
me,
happy birthday right now? Or do we like wait?
we could do that later.
Okay.
We can wait for that. Okay.
Cool.
All right. So, if you're the ruler of your own country, what's the first law you're going to implement?
I think maybe more so I just want faith because there is some places where faith is like not allowed.
Yeah.
So I guess like the first rule for me would be like faith is allowed.
Yeah.
And I would want it to be allowed to be like freely practiced and talked about. Whereas some places and countries they can't. So that would be number one.
Okay. Hey, that's a good. That's a good answer. Freedom to believe.
Freedom to believe.
Freedom to believe. I like that. Freedom to believe. That's another shirt.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there.
Shirt. I know. I have so many that I need to make now.
I want a percentage. I want a cut. You know. Y'all see this here.
I'll make you one.
Okay.
I'll send it here. And I think number two, like a rule. I think it should be like cows are allowed to like roam freely.
Oh my God, you're so
like
cow.
I think it would be a rule that like you must own a cow. Like cows are allowed in your house.
Did you know if you have a cow, that is a tax break? That's why I want a house with the land. I want some cattle and stuff on it just for that tax break.
If anybody has a Highland cow, I'm looking. Thank you.
All right. So in closing, I always like to ask these two questions. All right. First question is, if you could give any advice to anyone, no matter what the subject is, what would it be? And secondly, what do you want the people to take away from the podcast you did today?
I guess with advice, just the one thing that I've learned is like, just stay true to yourself and like learn that boundaries are okay. Like it is okay to say no. It is okay to possibly have overbooked yourself for the week and you're exhausted and you don't have the energy to go to that dinner. It is okay to say no. It is okay if, someone's trying to talk to you and maybe you're not interested and you don't want to be mean. So you say yes. Like, I think the biggest piece of advice is like, it is so healthy and it is so okay to have boundaries and to choose you. Whatever makes you happy, you do that. And like, don't live your life for approval of this world because like that is going to leave you empty. I think the biggest piece of advice is like seek your happiness in Jesus and get happy with yourself first before you even try to get happy with another person. And then what was your second question?
What do you want people to take away from the podcast you did today?
That I'm here, I'm thriving, still a little stressita, but stress is good. You know, I am always growing and evolving and I have so much going on. But kind of just take away of just like be humble, and no matter what situation you're in, let go of things that no longer serve you. Always choose yourself and hold on to God because he's all you have. And if that's anything you guys take away today, that's it.
Man, that's
And I love cows.
this is facts.
Yeah.
I still have. I don't know if I can put it on. I was going to put it on the TV. Still have the flyer from your birthday party from Concrete, where you first had the cow thing.
Yeah, it was.
So we know that.
Yeah.
Well, it was great talking to you again, seeing your growth. You already know you have an open invitation. Like, this is home. Yeah.
Yeah, I love being here.
Yeah.
I love the new space. You guys got to come check it out.
It's amazing. We're growing. Hello Studios is growing. Rare Ace Podcast is growing. My production company, you'll be on the lookout for that. You'll see some stuff that's
Sweet.
ready coming out. Again, you know, we start off the show with positive words. Let's end it with positive words, all right? So whenever want to check their swag, feel themselves.
I just almost knocked the couch over. All right.
Just do that, all right? So tell yourself, I will boss up mentally.
I will boss up mentally.
I will boss up spiritually.
I will boss up spiritually.
I will boss up physically.
I will boss up physically.
And I will boss up financially.
And I will boss up financially.
Invest in yourself. It's your boy Ray Ray's Podcast, Victoria, new set, 10th floor Hello Studios. We're going to catch you next time.
Bye. We done.
Hey.
Get money all day, get money all night.